Hey tubers, welcome back for another adventure. What you're looking at is my Kawasaki Mule. The story on this thing is a friend of a friend bought it at an auction, Dutchess County auction. It belonged to the county for a long time, and they got rid of it after somebody ran it into something. Took out the front suspension. The front wheel was missing. This whole thing was missing. I had to buy these pieces on eBay. You could see how the front is kind of stoved in here. I think it's something like 1990, 88 through 91 vintage. You can kind of see some of the numbers here. It's got over 10,000 miles on it. Anyway, when I got it, I was able to get it to start on the original Kawasaki engine. I gave it some starting fluid, and it did start up. But it had a kind of a clunk in the rear end. I don't know if it was the torque converter or torque converter weight, what the story was. So I just said, you know what, homie ain't gonna play this game. And I pulled the engine out of it. And if you're familiar with these, the engine and drive train are all one. Engine and transmission, all one piece. So after I did that, I went with the golf cart rear end or transaxle. That's out of a Yamaha. It's got forward and reverse. Right now it's locked in forward. And you see I went with the Predator engine and the Comet clutch. And there was really quite a bit of tomfoolery putting this whole thing together, because given that the engine kind of bolts in one plane and the torque converter goes through that plane, but you need to support the engine across two rails, you know, there was a lot of cutting and mocking and, you know, an occasional under the breath curse word. And even when it came to I didn't have the front of the torque converter for this particular golf cart. So what I did is I used a chain drive, as you can see there. The shaft that comes out of the golf cart transaxle is pretty long. And I put a little keyway into it and that, and then put all that other monkey business there to kind of keep the that sprocket in place. Now this thing hasn't been started since the fall, and I'm kind of curious to see if it's going to start. I figured I'd take you guys out here for the cold start on this thing, kind of the reawakening. You could see it's got all kinds of tires on it. You know, basically whatever I had, I kind of put into this thing. Even the back end of it, you can see I made basically a cradle and put the engine and transmission rear end right on the cradle, and then kind of mounted up to what was here. Given that it could theoretically pivot on that arm right there, I could put a set of shocks into it and go back to having suspension. But this thing is not gonna race about or anything. It's really for carrying firewood. Hopefully someday it'll do some work for me. So what do I have to do? I kind of have to turn the gas. I hope I didn't leave the gas on, because if I left the gas on, that means the carburetor is going to need love and attention. Nice fresh can of starting fluid. The other nice thing about using starting fluid like that, if there's any mice, they run away. So, how confident am I? I don't think it's feeling it. So yeah, I don't think this thing is feeling the start coming. Maybe. Nope. Let's try turning it on. Look at that. Chokes off. You guys want to see if it'll move? That's always the next part. Hopefully that stays there. God, it doesn't sound bad for not starting all summer. Oh, gonna move. Now I have no brakes. Doesn't really go that fast. I'm going to try not to be taken out by one of the piano students coming down the driveway. Alright, we're wide open. How we doing? If I had to guess, probably goes about 10 miles per hour. Got the steering radius of a tractor trailer. Uh-oh. That's bad. That's very bad. Shoot. Now I got to tow it home. All right. I know it's got gas in it because I checked it. Well, maybe I turned the gas off instead of on. Never say die. Oh. I don't know how much gas does the carburetor hold. You think it holds enough for me to get here? I guess we'll find out. Sorry for the bad camera action. Nope. She's dead. Probably the carburetor's got water in it. So maybe this will be part 2, a rebuild of the carburetor. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for dropping by to watch and comment. Hopefully get a few laughs. By the way, this was truly a redneck operation. Before I could start it, I had to cut the grass around it. Then I had to tow it out of the high grass. Once I towed it out of the high grass, I had to put air in the tires. I had to use starting fluid. I had to untie a tarp from it. I mean, we're talking complete and total redneck here. Hope you guys enjoyed the action. Remember, feet down, heads up, and get out and enjoy each and every day. None of us have any clue how many we're getting, so make sure you get out there and have fun with all of them. Bye now.